Nutrition plays a fascinating role in sleep quality, and while there's plenty of information about which foods promote better rest, understanding the underlying mechanisms reveals just how important certain vitamins are for healthy sleep patterns. Five vitamins in particular stand out for their significant impact on sleep quality, duration, and overall sleep health. Starting with vitamin D, this essential nutrient primarily comes from sunlight exposure rather than diet alone, though it's also found in fatty fish, fish oils, egg yolks, dairy products, and fortified juices. What makes vitamin D particularly interesting is how it affects sleep through three distinct pathways. First, there's a clear connection between vitamin D deficiency and shorter sleep duration. People who lack sufficient vitamin D simply don't sleep as long, and their sleep drive isn't as strong. This relationship becomes especially pronounced in adults over 50, who often experience changes in both dietary habits and activity levels, spending less time outdoors and consequently getting less natural vitamin D exposure. Clinical observations consistently show that low vitamin D levels correlate with poor sleep quality, making it one of the first factors to examine when someone reports sleep difficulties. Beyond sleep duration and quality, vitamin D functions as what's called a circadian pacemaker, meaning it helps regulate the body's internal biological clock. This vitamin may activate two specific circadian clock genes that control the entire circadian system, essentially helping to keep the body's sleep-wake cycle running smoothly. This is why morning sunlight exposure is so beneficial, as it not only provides vitamin D, but also helps synchronize these internal rhythms. The third area where vitamin D proves important is with sleep apnea, a diagnosed sleep disorder that affects breathing during sleep. Research shows that vitamin D deficiency actually worsens the severity of sleep apnea, while increasing vitamin D levels leads to improvements in sleep apnea symptoms. For people currently managing sleep apnea with treatments like CPAP machines, ensuring adequate vitamin D intake through supplementation or sun exposure can provide additional therapeutic benefits. Getting adequate vitamin D doesn't require elaborate interventions. Direct sunlight exposure works best, ideally without sunglasses, but also without staring at the sun. Even 15 minutes of outdoor time in the morning can make a noticeable difference. While windows allow some light through, most have films that block portions of the sun's rays to prevent excessive indoor heating, making direct outdoor exposure more effective. For those in colder climates or during winter months, dietary sources and supplements become more important for maintaining adequate levels. Moving to vitamin E, this nutrient appears naturally in nuts, seeds, spinach, broccoli, and tomatoes, as well as in various cooking oils like wheat germ oil, corn oil, and soybean oil that commonly appear in prepared foods. Vitamin E's sleep benefits manifest in three specific areas, starting with memory protection. The brain requires protection during sleep deprivation, and vitamin E provides exactly that. Studies conducted on sleep-deprived subjects have demonstrated that vitamin E reduces memory loss, affecting not just newly formed memories, but also existing long-term memory retention. This becomes increasingly relevant with age as memory preservation takes on greater importance. Vitamin E also plays a protective role for hormones, particularly testosterone. Sleep deprivation can negatively impact testosterone production, and maintaining healthy vitamin E levels helps shield against this effect. Since testosterone contributes to energy levels in both men and women, this protection has broad implications for overall vitality and sleep quality. The third area involves sleep apnea once again. People diagnosed with obstructive sleep apnea frequently show low vitamin E levels, and increasing vitamin E intake can improve nighttime breathing and overall sleep quality for those managing this condition. The practical approach to getting sufficient vitamin E is straightforward, as simple as keeping nuts readily available for snacking throughout the day. Vitamin C, one of the most well-known vitamins, appears abundantly throughout the produce section. Citrus fruits naturally come to mind, but vitamin C is equally present in vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, and Brussels sprouts, as well as in kale, spinach, red bell peppers, green and red chilies, strawberries, and kiwis. This wide availability means there's truly something for everyone's taste preferences. The relationship between vitamin C and sleep shows up clearly in research data. Low vitamin C intake connects directly to shorter sleep amounts, meaning people simply don't sleep as long when their vitamin C levels are insufficient. Beyond duration, lower vitamin C levels link to more frequent nighttime sleep disturbances and an elevated risk for developing sleep disorders in general. Memory protection appears again with vitamin C, as this vitamin helps guard the brain against memory losses that accompany sleep deprivation. This protective effect adds to the cognitive benefits already seen with vitamin E, creating a complementary system of brain protection during times of inadequate rest. For those dealing with obstructive sleep apnea, vitamin C offers additional benefits by improving symptoms and potentially enhancing endothelial function, which relates to blood vessel health. The practical strategy for incorporating vitamin C involves selecting fresh, seasonal produce and finding creative ways to include multiple fruits and vegetables in meals, whether through soups, stir-fries, salads, or smoothies. The B vitamins, specifically B6 and B12, round out the 5 key vitamins for sleep health. Vitamin B6 appears in bananas, carrots, spinach, potatoes, milk, cheese, fish, and many whole grain products, while B12 is found in dairy products, eggs, meat, fish, and shellfish. These vitamins work in distinct but complementary ways. Vitamin B6 has a particularly interesting effect on dreams, potentially increasing people's ability to remember their dreams upon waking. For those interested in dream analysis or simply curious about their dream content, this enhancement in dream recall can prove quite valuable. More fundamentally, vitamin B6 aids in producing 2 critical sleep-related substances, serotonin and melatonin. Both hormones play essential roles in regulating sleep patterns and quality. Additionally, vitamin B6 shows connections to mood regulation, with adequate levels associated with a lower risk for depression. However, balance matters significantly with B6. While deficiency causes problems, excessive levels can also prove harmful, even causing insomnia. In some cases, high doses of vitamin B6 can actually be toxic, making it important to consult with a healthcare provider before taking supplements or dramatically increasing dietary intake. Using a balanced multivitamin provides a more moderate approach, delivering appropriate amounts mixed with other beneficial nutrients. Vitamin B12 functions as a key regulator of the sleep-wake cycle, helping maintain synchronization of the circadian rhythm. This regulatory role makes B12 essential for keeping sleep patterns consistent and aligned with natural day-night cycles. Like B6, B12 also shows connections to mental health, with higher B12 levels associated with reduced depression risk. Given that depression significantly impacts sleep quality and patterns, maintaining adequate B12 levels supports both mood and rest. The relationship between these B vitamins and depression deserves emphasis, as the connection between mood disorders and sleep problems runs deep and bidirectional. Poor sleep can worsen depression, while depression frequently causes sleep disturbances. Ensuring adequate B vitamin intake through either dietary sources or appropriate supplementation helps address both issues simultaneously. What emerges from examining these 5 vitamins is a picture of interconnected systems all working to support healthy sleep. Vitamin D regulates circadian rhythms and sleep duration while impacting sleep apnea. Vitamin E protects memory and hormones while also benefiting those with breathing difficulties during sleep. Vitamin C enhances sleep duration and quality while safeguarding cognitive function. The B vitamins regulate sleep-wake cycles, support dream recall, and help produce essential sleep hormones while also influencing mood. Rather than working in isolation, these vitamins create a network of support for multiple aspects of sleep health. The practical application of this knowledge doesn't require extreme dietary changes or expensive supplement regimens. A balanced, varied diet that includes fruits, vegetables, whole grains, fish, dairy, nuts, and seeds naturally provides these vitamins in appropriate amounts. Morning sunlight exposure adds vitamin D while also helping regulate circadian rhythms through light exposure itself. For those with diagnosed sleep conditions like sleep apnea or those experiencing persistent sleep quality issues, paying particular attention to these five vitamins may provide meaningful improvements, though always in consultation with healthcare providers who can assess individual needs and test vitamin levels when appropriate. The key lies in recognizing that sleep doesn't exist in isolation from overall nutrition, and that what we consume throughout the day has profound effects on how we rest at night.